Welcome back to English Rhythm. I'm Tom. Today we're going on a complete journey from sunrise to sunset, experiencing an entire day through simple, clear English. This is your chance to practice listening, shadowing, and speaking naturally. You'll follow along with everyday activities, conversations, and moments that make up a typical day. This episode is designed for active participation. Listen to each sentence, repeat what you hear, and let the rhythm of English flow naturally through your voice. Whether you're at home, commuting, or taking a walk, this is your immersive English practice session. Let's begin this journey together. Morning awakening. The sun slowly rises above the horizon. Golden light spreads across the sky like warm honey. My bedroom fills with soft, natural light that dances on the walls. I wake up gradually, feeling the warmth on my face. My eyes flutter open. Everything looks peaceful and new. The morning light is gentle, not harsh. I can hear the quiet sounds of the world waking up outside my window. Birds are beginning their morning songs, creating a natural symphony. The alarm clock on my bedside table shows 6:30. I reach over and turn it off before it can ring. I prefer waking up naturally when possible. My body feels rested, and my mind is clear and ready for the day ahead. I stretch my arms high above my head, feeling my muscles gently wake up. Then I stretch my legs under the warm blankets. My whole body feels good, relaxed but energized. A small yawn escapes, and I smile at the simple pleasure of a good night's sleep. Through my bedroom window, I can see the world starting its daily routine. My neighbor, Mr. Johnson, is already in his garden. He's wearing his favorite blue cap and holding a green watering can. Water streams gently over his colorful flowers: red roses, yellow sunflowers, and purple lavender. He notices me at the window and gives a friendly wave. I wave back with a smile. "Beautiful morning, isn't it?" he calls out. "Absolutely gorgeous," I respond. His golden retriever, Max, sits patiently beside him, watching the street with curious eyes. Children are already walking to school, even though it's still early. They wear bright backpacks and walk in small groups, chatting excitedly about their day ahead. One little girl carries a lunchbox decorated with butterflies. A boy kicks a small pebble as he walks, creating his own little game. A young mother walks by, pushing a stroller. Her baby looks around with wide, wonder-filled eyes, taking in all the morning sights and sounds. The mother hums a gentle lullaby as they stroll down the sidewalk. It's a picture of perfect morning peace. Personal morning routine. I make my way to the bathroom, feeling the cool tile floor beneath my feet. The sensation wakes me up a bit more. I turn on the light and look at myself in the mirror. My hair is messy from sleep, sticking up in different directions. I laugh at my reflection. I brush my teeth thoroughly, moving the toothbrush in small circles like my dentist taught me. The mid-toothpaste tastes fresh and clean. I rinse my mouth with cool water and feel completely refreshed. I splash some water on my face, and it feels wonderfully cool and energizing. In the shower, warm water flows over my shoulders and back. The heat feels amazing, relaxing all my muscles. I use my favorite soap that smells like ocean breeze. The steam fills the bathroom, creating a cozy, warm atmosphere. I take my time, enjoying these peaceful moments. After drying off with a soft towel, I choose my clothes for the day. I pick comfortable jeans and a light blue shirt that I really like. The fabric feels soft against my skin. I also grab a light jacket because the weather forecast mentioned it might get cool later. Family breakfast time. Downstairs, the kitchen is alive with morning activity. My mother stands at the stove, cooking scrambled eggs in a large pan. The eggs are fluffy and golden yellow. The smell fills the entire kitchen, making my stomach growl with hunger. My father sits at the kitchen table, reading the morning newspaper. He holds a steaming cup of coffee in one hand and turns the pages with the other. Occasionally, he makes small sounds of interest at something he's reading. The morning sunlight streams through the kitchen window, illuminating his reading spot perfectly. My younger sister, Emma, is setting the table. She carefully places plates, forks, and napkins at each seat. She hums a popular song while she works, creating a cheerful atmosphere. She's always been the organized one in our family, making sure everything is neat and tidy. My older brother, Jake, stumbles into the kitchen still looking sleepy. His hair is even messier than mine was. He mumbles, "Good morning," to everyone and immediately heads for the coffee maker. He's not really awake until he has his first cup of coffee. We all gather around our small but cozy breakfast table. Mom serves the scrambled eggs alongside buttered toast and fresh orange slices. The toast is perfectly golden brown, and the butter melts slightly on top. The orange slices look bright and juicy, adding beautiful color to our plates. Dad lowers his newspaper and smiles at all of us. "The weather report says it's going to be a beautiful day," he announces. "Perfect for being outside." Mom agrees and mentions that she might work in her flower garden later this afternoon. Emma accidentally knocks over her glass of orange juice. The bright liquid spreads across the wooden table. "Oh no!" she exclaims, looking embarrassed. But instead of getting upset, we all start laughing. Jake quickly grabs paper towels, and we all help clean up the mess together. "Don't worry about it," Mom says, giving Emma a reassuring hug. "Accidents happen to everyone." Emma smiles and feels better immediately. This is what I love about my family. We support each other through big things and small things alike. We talk about our plans for the day. Dad mentions he has an important meeting at work. Mom talks about grocery shopping and maybe visiting her friend Sarah. Jake says he plans to go to the gym after work. Emma is excited about her art class this afternoon. Preparing to leave. After finishing breakfast, I help clear the table. I carry my plate and glass to the sink and wash them with warm, soapy water. The dish soap creates tiny bubbles that float up and pop. I dry everything with a clean kitchen towel and put it all away in the proper cupboards. In my bedroom, I pack my work bag carefully. I put in my leather notebook, 2 pens, my laptop computer, and the report I finished yesterday evening. I also add a healthy snack, an apple and some nuts for later in the day. Finally, I grab my water bottle and make sure it's full. I check my appearance in the mirror one more time. I comb my hair into place and make sure my shirt looks neat and professional. I put on my comfortable walking shoes and tie them securely. I grab my keys from the small dish by the door where I always keep them. Before leaving, I say goodbye to each family member. "Bye, Mom. Have a wonderful day." "Goodbye, Dad. Good luck with your meeting." "See you tonight, Jake." "Have fun at art class, Emma." They all respond with warm wishes for my day as well. The journey to work. I step outside into the fresh morning air. The temperature is perfect, not too hot, not too cold. A gentle breeze moves through the trees, rustling the leaves softly. I take a deep breath and smell the clean air mixed with the scent of flowers from nearby gardens. Walking toward the bus stop, I notice more details about my neighborhood. An elderly woman tends to her rose bushes, carefully cutting away dead flowers to help new ones grow. She wears gardening gloves and a wide-brimmed hat to protect her from the sun. 2 teenagers walk past me, deep in conversation about a movie they want to see this weekend. They're animated and excited, gesturing with their hands as they talk. Their enthusiasm is contagious, and I find myself smiling as I listen to their plans. A man in a business suit rides by on a bicycle. He wears a helmet for safety and has a briefcase secured to the back of his bike. He rings his bell politely as he passes pedestrians, and everyone moves aside with friendly smiles. At the bus stop, several people are already waiting. A woman in a nurse's uniform checks her phone, probably looking at her schedule for the day. An older gentleman reads a thick paperback book, occasionally adjusting his reading glasses. A college student listens to music through headphones, gently moving her head to the beat. The city bus arrives right on schedule. It makes a soft hissing sound as it stops, and the doors open. I greet the driver with a friendly, "Good morning," and he responds with a warm smile and nod. I scan my bus pass and find a seat near a window. As the bus moves through the city, I watch the urban landscape change. We pass small shops just opening for business. A bakery displays fresh bread and pastries in its window, and I can almost smell the delicious aromas. A bookstore owner unlocks his door and flips the sign from closed to open. We stop at a red traffic light next to a small park. Children play on swings while their parents sit on benches, watching and chatting with other parents. A jogger runs along the park's winding path, maintaining a steady, comfortable pace. Several people walk their dogs, stopping to let them sniff and explore. The bus crosses a bridge over a calm river. The water reflects the morning sky like a mirror. Several ducks swim peacefully near the bank, occasionally dipping their heads underwater to search for food. A man sits on a bench by the water, feeding bread crumbs to the birds. Arriving at work. I press the stop button as we approach my destination. The bus slows down and stops smoothly. "Thank you, have a great day," I tell the driver as I exit. He smiles and wishes me the same. I walk the final 2 blocks to my office building, enjoying the last few minutes of my morning commute. The office building is modern and clean, with large windows that reflect the morning sunlight. I enter through the main lobby, which has comfortable seating areas and several plants that add life and color to the space. The security guard at the front desk waves and says, "Morning! Beautiful day, isn't it?" I take the elevator to the 5th floor where my office is located. The elevator is quiet and smooth. Soft instrumental music plays in the background. When the doors open, I step into a hallway with cream-colored walls and professional artwork hanging at regular intervals. My coworker Maria is already at her desk, typing on her computer. She looks up when she sees me and smiles warmly. "Good morning! How was your weekend?" We chat briefly about our weekend activities. She went hiking with her husband, and I tell her about the family barbecue we had on Sunday. The office space is open and bright, with large windows that let in plenty of natural light. Plants are scattered throughout the area, creating a fresh, welcoming atmosphere. The air conditioning maintains a comfortable temperature, and the lighting is soft enough to be easy on the eyes. I hang my jacket on the back of my chair and place my bag in the drawer of my desk. I turn on my computer and wait for it to start up. While it loads, I organize the papers on my desk and check my calendar for today's appointments and meetings. Morning work activities. My computer screen comes to life, and I enter my password. The desktop appears with its familiar icons and background photo, a peaceful mountain landscape I took during last year's vacation. I open my email program and see that I have 7 new messages waiting for my attention. The first email is from my supervisor, asking for an update on the project I've been working on. I'm happy to report that it's ahead of schedule and going very well. The second message is from a client with questions about our services. I make a note to call her back within the hour. I spend the next 30 minutes responding to emails, being careful to write clearly and professionally. I always read each message twice before sending it to make sure there are no mistakes and that my meaning is clear. Communication is so important in building good relationships with clients and colleagues. At 9:30, I have a conference call with team members in our other office locations. We discuss the progress of our current project and coordinate our efforts for the coming week. Everyone contributes ideas, and we solve a small problem together. Teamwork always produces the best results. My colleague David stops by my desk with a question about a report we're preparing together. We spend 10 minutes reviewing the data and making sure all the information is accurate. He's very detail-oriented, which makes him an excellent partner for this type of work. Mid-morning break. At 10:15, it's time for our morning break. I walk to the small kitchen area where several coworkers are already gathered. The coffee smells rich and inviting. Linda, who always arrives early, has made a fresh pot for everyone. She's thoughtful like that, always considering others. I pour myself a cup of coffee and add just a small amount of milk. The warmth feels good in my hands, and the first sip is perfect, not too strong, not too weak. Sarah offers homemade cookies she baked last night. They're chocolate chip, still soft and delicious. She's famous in our office for her baking skills. We sit around the small table and chat about various topics. Michael talks about the concert he attended over the weekend. The band was fantastic, and he shows us a short video he recorded on his phone. Lisa mentions that her daughter just learned to ride a bicycle without training wheels. We all celebrate this milestone with her. These informal conversations are so valuable. They help us get to know each other as people, not just colleagues. We learn about each other's families, interests, and experiences outside of work. It creates a positive, supportive work environment that benefits everyone. The 15-minute break passes quickly. We clean up our cups and put away the cookies. I thank Sarah again for sharing her delicious treats. Everyone returns to their desks refreshed and ready to tackle the rest of the morning's work. Late morning productivity. Back at my desk, I focus on completing the monthly report that's due this afternoon. I open the spreadsheet containing all the data I need and begin organizing it into clear, logical sections. Numbers and statistics can be dry, but I try to present them in a way that tells a meaningful story. I create several charts and graphs to illustrate the key trends and findings. Visual representations often communicate information more effectively than tables of numbers alone. I choose colors that are professional but not boring, and I make sure all the labels are clear and easy to read. My phone rings, and I answer it professionally. Good morning, this is speaking. The caller is Mrs. Thompson, a longtime client who has some questions about her account. I listen carefully to her concerns and provide detailed explanations. She thanks me for my patience and helpfulness. I make detailed notes about our conversation and update her file in our computer system. Accurate record keeping is essential for providing good customer service. If she calls again, anyone in our office will be able to help her effectively because all the information is properly documented. At 11:30, I attend a team meeting in the conference room. Our supervisor, Mr. Roberts, discusses the goals for the upcoming quarter. He's enthusiastic and encouraging, emphasizing how each person's contributions are important to our overall success. During the meeting, I present the findings from my current project. I explain the research I've conducted and the conclusions I've reached. My colleagues ask thoughtful questions, and we have a productive discussion about how to implement the recommendations. Lunch break. At 12 o'clock, it's time for lunch. I retrieve my lunch bag from the office refrigerator. Today I brought a turkey sandwich on whole wheat bread with lettuce, tomato, and a touch of mustard. I also have an apple, some carrots, and a small container of yogurt. It's a balanced, healthy meal. Several coworkers and I decide to eat outside in the small courtyard behind our building. The weather is perfect for eating outdoors. We find a picnic table under a large oak tree that provides pleasant shade. A gentle breeze keeps us cool and comfortable. Jennifer sits across from me with her salad lunch. She's training for a half marathon next month and is very conscious about eating nutritious foods. We talk about her training schedule and the route she runs most mornings before work. Her dedication is inspiring. Tom joins us with his homemade soup in a thermos container. It smells delicious like vegetables and herbs simmered together perfectly. He explains that his wife made a large batch over the weekend, and they've been enjoying it all week. He's lucky to have such a good cook in the family. A small bird lands on the ground near our table, hopping around and looking for crumbs. It's not afraid of us at all. Jennifer breaks off a tiny piece of her bread and tosses it toward the bird. The bird quickly grabs it and flies to a nearby branch to enjoy its unexpected treat. We discuss weekend plans while we eat. Tom is planning to take his children fishing at a lake about an hour from the city. Jennifer will participate in a charity walk for a cause she supports. I mentioned that my family might have a picnic if the weather stays nice. The lunch break provides a mental rest from work responsibilities. It's important to step away from desks and computers, to breathe fresh air and have normal conversations about life outside the office. These breaks actually make us more productive when we return to work. Afternoon work focus. After lunch, I feel energized and ready for the afternoon's tasks. I complete the monthly report I was working on earlier, carefully proofreading every section to ensure accuracy and clarity. I create a cover page and table of contents to make the document more professional and easy to navigate. I emailed the completed report to my supervisor and copy the other team members who need to review it. In my email, I include a brief summary of the key findings and highlight the most important recommendations. This helps busy readers quickly understand the main points. A few minutes later, my supervisor responds with positive feedback. She compliments the thoroughness of the analysis and the clarity of the presentation. She says she'll review it more carefully this afternoon and provide any additional comments by tomorrow morning. I spend the next hour working on a presentation for next week's client meeting. I create slides that clearly explain our proposed solution to their business challenge. I include relevant examples and case studies that demonstrate our company's success with similar projects. The presentation software allows me to add subtle animations and transitions that make the slides more engaging without being distracting. I choose a professional color scheme and make sure all the text is large enough to read easily from across a conference room table. My colleague Rachel stops by to discuss the marketing materials we're developing together. We review the draft brochure and make several improvements to the layout and wording. Collaboration always produces better results than working alone, and Rachel has excellent ideas about visual design. Late afternoon tasks? At 3 o'clock, I have a phone conference with clients in another time zone. We discuss their upcoming project and review the timeline we've proposed. They have some concerns about one of the deadlines, so we work together to find a solution that meets everyone's needs. The clients are pleased with our flexibility and professionalism. They confirm that they want to move forward with the project and will send us the signed contract by the end of this week. This represents several months of work for our team, so everyone will be pleased with this news. I update the project management software to reflect the new timeline we agreed upon. This ensures that everyone on our team will have access to the most current information. Good project management is essential for delivering high-quality results on time and within budget. I spend some time organizing files on my computer, deleting documents I no longer need, and creating folders for the new project we just confirmed. Digital organization is just as important as keeping a physical workspace tidy. It saves time and reduces stress when everything is easy to find. My supervisor stops by my desk to thank me for the excellent work on the monthly report. She mentions that the senior management team was impressed with the insights and recommendations. Recognition like this feels good and motivates me to continue doing my best work. Preparing to leave work. As 5 o'clock approaches, I begin wrapping up the day's activities. I make a to-do list for tomorrow, noting the most important tasks that need my attention first thing in the morning. This helps me start each day with clear priorities and direction. I organize my desk, putting away supplies and filing documents in their proper places. A clean, organized workspace helps me think more clearly and work more efficiently. It also makes a better impression on clients and colleagues who visit my desk. I back up important files to our secure server and shut down my computer properly. The screen goes dark, and the quiet humming of the machine slowly stops. I gather my personal items and put on my jacket, checking that I have my keys and wallet. I say goodbye to colleagues who are still working. Have a great evening, everyone. See you tomorrow. They respond with similar warm wishes. David mentions that he'll send me the information I requested by email this evening, and I thank him for his promptness. Walking through the office toward the elevator, I feel satisfied with the day's accomplishments. The report was completed successfully, the client call went very well, and several smaller tasks were finished efficiently. It's always satisfying to end a workday feeling productive and prepared for tomorrow. The evening commute. The elevator takes me down to the lobby, where I wave goodbye to the security guard. He says, "Enjoy your evening." And I respond, "You too, thanks." The revolving door spins as I exit the building into the early evening air. The weather has changed slightly since morning. The temperature has dropped a few degrees, making my light jacket perfect for the walk to the bus stop. The sky is beginning to show hints of orange and pink as the sun starts its descent toward the horizon. More people are on the streets now as the business day ends for many office workers. Some walk quickly, eager to get home to their families. Others move more leisurely, perhaps planning to stop at shops or restaurants along the way. The city has a different energy in the evening compared to the morning rush. I pass a small cafe with outdoor seating. Several people sit at tables, drinking coffee or tea and watching the world go by. The smell of fresh pastries drifts from the open door, tempting passers-by to stop for an afternoon treat. The atmosphere looks warm and inviting. At the bus stop, I join a small group of people waiting for the next bus. A mother holds her toddler's hand as he points excitedly at passing cars and trucks. His enthusiasm for simple things is delightful to watch. An older gentleman reads a paperback novel, completely absorbed in the story. The bus arrives on schedule, and we all board in an orderly fashion. I find a seat near the window again, preferring to watch the city pass by rather than focus on my phone like many other passengers. There's always something interesting to observe during the journey home. Observing the city. As the bus travels through different neighborhoods, I notice how each area has its own character and personality. We pass through the business district with its tall buildings and busy restaurants. Office workers stream out of buildings, some heading for parking garages, others walking toward public transportation. Next, we enter a more residential area with tree-lined streets and small apartment buildings. Children play in a small park while parents sit on benches nearby, chatting with neighbors. An ice cream truck drives slowly down a side street, its cheerful music attracting excited children. We stop at a red light next to a farmer's market that's just beginning to close for the day. Vendors pack up their remaining fruits and vegetables, offering discounts to last-minute shoppers. A woman buys a bunch of colorful flowers, probably to brighten her home for the evening. The bus passes a small library where people of all ages come and go through the front doors. Some carry stacks of books, while others head inside with laptops, probably planning to use the free internet access. Libraries remain important community gathering places in our digital age. Near my neighborhood, we drive by a community center where a youth soccer team is practicing on the adjacent field. Young players run back and forth, chasing the ball with enthusiasm. Their coach encourages them from the sideline, focusing on fun and skill development rather than competition. Returning home. I press the stop button as we approach my familiar neighborhood. The bus slows down and stops at the corner near my street. "Thank you," I tell the driver as I step off. He smiles and waves, then closes the doors and continues on his route. Walking down my street, I notice the changes that have occurred during the day. Mr. Johnson's flowers look even more beautiful now, having been watered this morning. The afternoon sun has brought out their colors brilliantly. His dog, Max, lies peacefully in the shade of the front porch. Several neighbors are working in their yards, taking advantage of the pleasant evening weather. Mrs. Garcia waters her vegetable garden with a long hose. Mr. Kim repairs a loose board on his front fence. These simple activities create a sense of community and belonging. Children ride bicycles on the sidewalk, their parents walking beside them or following on adult bikes. The sound of their laughter and conversation fills the air with joy. A young couple pushes a baby stroller, stopping occasionally to let their child observe interesting sights along the way. I reach my front door and take out my keys. The familiar weight of them in my hand feels comforting after a day away from home. I unlock the door and step inside, immediately feeling the warmth and security of my family's space. Family evening time. "I'm home," I call out as I hang my jacket by the door and place my keys in their usual spot. The house smells wonderful, like garlic, herbs, and something delicious cooking in the oven. My stomach reminds me that lunch was several hours ago. My mother appears from the kitchen, wiping her hands on a dish towel. She gives me a warm hug and asks about my day. I tell her about the successful client call and the positive feedback on my report. She smiles proudly and says she's not surprised by my success. Emma runs up to me excitedly, holding a painting she created in art class this afternoon. It shows our house surrounded by colorful flowers and trees, with all of our family members standing in the front yard. The painting is bright and cheerful, capturing her optimistic view of our family life. "This is absolutely beautiful," I tell her, examining the details carefully. "I love how you painted Mom's flower garden and the way you made everyone look so happy." Emma beams with pride and asks if we can hang it on the refrigerator with her other artwork. Jake comes in from the backyard, where he's been working on a small carpentry project. He's building a bookshelf for his bedroom, and he shows me the progress he's made today. The wood is smooth and the joints are precise. He has real skill with tools and takes pride in creating useful things. Dad emerges from his home office where he's been paying bills and organizing financial documents. He stretches and announces that he's finished with paperwork for the evening. He asks about everyone's day and listens attentively as we share our experiences and accomplishments. Dinner preparation and sharing. In the kitchen, Mom explains that dinner will be ready in about 20 minutes. She's made one of our family favorites, chicken with rice and vegetables, accompanied by fresh bread from the bakery down the street. The bread is still slightly warm and smells absolutely delicious. I offer to help with dinner preparation, so she asks me to set the table. I get our good plates from the cabinet and arrange them carefully around the dining room table. I add cloth napkins, glasses for water, and utensils for everyone. I light 2 small candles in the center of the table, creating a warm, cozy atmosphere. Emma helps by folding the napkins into neat triangles, a skill she learned from watching Mom. Jake contributes by filling the water glasses and placing them at each seat. Even small contributions help create a sense of shared responsibility for family meals. Dad opens a bottle of sparkling apple cider, a special treat we enjoy occasionally with family dinners. He pours it into wine glasses for the adults and smaller glasses for Emma and Jake. The golden liquid bubbles cheerfully, adding a festive touch to our evening meal. When dinner is ready, we all gather around the table. Mom brings out the main dish while I carry the vegetables and Jake brings the warm bread. The food looks and smells amazing. We join hands briefly around the table, taking a moment to express gratitude for the food, our family, and the good day we've all experienced. The conversation during dinner is lively and warm. Dad talks about a new project starting at his company next month. Mom mentions that her friend called with exciting news about her daughter's engagement. Jake describes the book he's reading, and Emma shows us the new dance moves she learned in her after-school program. We pass dishes around the table, making sure everyone has plenty to eat. The chicken is tender and flavorful, seasoned with herbs from Mom's garden. The vegetables are perfectly cooked, still slightly crisp and colorful. The bread is soft inside with a golden crust that crunches satisfyingly when we bite into it. Evening activities and relaxation. After dinner, we work together to clear the table and wash the dishes. This has always been our family tradition. The person who cooks doesn't have to clean up alone. We make the work go quickly by chatting and sometimes singing songs together while we work. I wash the plates and glasses in warm, soapy water while Emma dries them with a soft towel. Jake puts away the leftover food and wipes down the counters. Dad and Mom finish organizing the dining room and putting away the placemats and candles. With the kitchen clean, we move to the living room for some family time. Dad turns on soft background music, and Mom brings out a photo album from our summer vacation last year. We enjoy looking through the pictures and remembering all the fun experiences we shared together. Emma curls up next to Mom on the couch with her favorite stuffed animal, a well-loved teddy bear named Chocolate. Jake sits in his preferred chair with a book, but he participates in our conversations rather than reading. I choose a spot on the floor with cushions, finding it comfortable and relaxing. The living room feels cozy with its soft lighting and comfortable furniture. Family photos on the walls remind us of good times we've shared over the years. Plants in the corners add life and freshness to the space. This room has witnessed countless family conversations, celebrations, and quiet moments together. Mom suggests we play a board game, so we choose one that everyone enjoys, a strategy game that requires cooperation rather than competition. We work together to solve challenges and achieve common goals. These games teach us about teamwork while providing entertainment and mental stimulation. Personal evening time. Around 8:30, I decide to go for a short walk around the neighborhood. The evening air is perfect, cool but not cold, with a gentle breeze that carries the scent of flowering trees. Street lights are beginning to come on, creating pools of warm light along the sidewalks. I walk past houses where families are settling into their evening routines. Through windows, I can see people reading, watching television, or gathered around kitchen tables. Each home contains its own stories, challenges, and joys. There's something comforting about being part of this larger community of neighbors. At the small park 2 blocks from our house, I sit on a bench for a few minutes. A few other people are enjoying the pleasant evening, a couple walking hand in hand, an older man throwing a tennis ball for his energetic dog, teenagers sitting on the grass talking and laughing quietly. The sky is gradually changing colors as the sun sets. Pink and orange clouds drift slowly across the darkening blue background. Stars are beginning to appear in the clearer areas of sky. The transition from day to night happens so gradually that it's easy to miss if you're not paying attention. I think about the day that's ending, the productive work hours, the positive interactions with colleagues and clients, the warm time with family, and now this peaceful moment of solitude. It's been a good day, full of small accomplishments and simple pleasures. Nighttime routine. Walking back home, I noticed that most houses now have lights glowing warmly in their windows. The neighborhood feels safe and peaceful. Mr. Johnson is sitting on his front porch, reading a magazine in the light from his porch lamp. We wave to each other as I pass by. Back inside, I find my family in various stages of their evening routines. Emma is taking a bath, and I can hear her singing softly to herself. Mom is reading in her favorite chair, occasionally sipping from a cup of herbal tea. The book is a mystery novel she's been enjoying this week. Jake is in his room, probably working on his carpentry project or reading the book he mentioned at dinner. Dad is watching the evening news, staying informed about current events but keeping the volume low so it doesn't disturb the peaceful atmosphere of our home. I go upstairs to my bedroom and change into comfortable clothes, soft cotton pants, and a favorite t-shirt that's worn and familiar. I organize the clothes I wore today, hanging up the items that need to be hung and putting others in the laundry hamper. At my desk, I spend a few minutes writing in my journal. I record some thoughts about the day, what went well, what I learned, what I'm grateful for. Writing helps me process experiences and maintain perspective on both challenges and successes. I review my schedule for tomorrow, making sure I'm prepared for meetings and deadlines. I pack my work bag with the materials I'll need and lay out clothes for the morning. This preparation helps me start each day feeling organized and confident. Quiet reflection. Before settling down for the night, I sit by my bedroom window and look out at the quiet street. Most of the neighborhood is settling down now. Porch lights create gentle illumination, and only occasional cars pass by slowly, their headlights briefly lighting up the pavement. The day has been full of interactions with family members, colleagues, clients, neighbors, and even strangers like the bus driver and people I passed on the street. Each interaction was brief but meaningful in its own way. These connections remind us that we're part of something larger than ourselves. I think about the cycles that govern our days: waking and sleeping, working and resting, being with others and having time alone. These rhythms provide structure and meaning to our lives. They connect us to the natural world and to the experiences of people everywhere. Tomorrow will bring new challenges and opportunities. There will be problems to solve, people to help, skills to practice, and relationships to nurture. But tonight, I can rest in the satisfaction of today's accomplishments and the anticipation of tomorrow's possibilities. Preparing for sleep. I brush my teeth thoroughly and wash my face with cool water. The bathroom mirror reflects someone who looks tired but content. The day's activities have been fulfilling, and my body is ready for rest and recovery during the night hours. I turn off the lights in my room and open the window slightly to let in fresh night air. The temperature has cooled down nicely, making it comfortable for sleeping. I can hear the distant sound of wind moving through trees and the occasional call of a night bird. Lying in bed, I feel my muscles gradually relaxing. The pillow cradles my head comfortably, and the blankets provide just the right amount of warmth. My mind begins to quiet down as I let go of the day's thoughts and concerns. In the distance, I can hear the rest of my family completing their own nighttime routines. Footsteps move quietly through the hallway, doors close softly, and gradually the house becomes still and